34k into the Kaystavendale Marathon in Bulgaria, and my body has officially shut down. I can't feel my ankles, I can't feel my knees, I can't feel my back, I can't feel my shoulders. I can't. My body has officially shut down. 34k in, 8k to go.
Hello everyone. So the footage you've just seen is from my first marathon that I ran back in September 2020. I'm happy with that marathon for one reason. It got me to overcome my fears of social media, but I was very disappointed with how defeated that run made me. I'd be lying if I said I was satisfied with that run in Bulgaria. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a chip on my shoulder about the way that run turned out. I do, a massive one. I was disappointed in how I performed. I was disappointed in my time. I trained well enough and I was fit enough to finish much faster than that. I ended up having to walk for about 10 or 12 kilometers. That's something I did not want to do. I promised myself that I wouldn't walk during that marathon and I would at least jog throughout the whole way. So I've decided to run another marathon to get rid of that deep sense of regret that's been burning inside of me since September 2020. I've had this chip on my shoulder for too long and I'm desperate to get rid of it. Today's Thursday the 4th of March. I'm going to be doing the run tomorrow and then I'm going to put this video out on Saturday the 6th of March. Before I get into the video, let me quickly explain why I'm so bitter about that run and how it ended up happening the way it did. So last time I trained really well and I did a lot of long distance runs in the lead up to the marathon. But if you've seen my last video, you'll know that I developed a few eating disorders on my way to losing weight and getting fitter. The way I lost the weight was going through an unhealthy cycle of undereating and binging on the weekends. I'd go through 5 days of undereating and then 2 days of massively binging. And I did that for about 2 years. I ended up having this relationship with food where food was the enemy. I never saw it as a source of fuel or energy. I ended up in this situation where I'd feel good when I didn't eat because I felt light and like I was losing weight, and I would hate myself when I ate loads because I was losing all my progress. So here's how this all played out in the lead up to the marathon. The marathon was on a Sunday. That Monday, I was like, okay, you need to feel really good when you come to do this run. And what that meant in my head was you need to be in a calorie deficit, you need to be light, you need to be empty. And then after the marathon, you can eat whatever you want and go absolutely crazy. That was the program that was in my head. So Monday to Friday, I put myself in a calorie deficit and I lost weight in the lead up to the run. On Saturday, the day before the run, my definition of carb loading was a normal breakfast, a normal lunch, one pasta dish for dinner, and I shared a pizza and a risotto with a friend. For a normal meal, it was a decent amount, but for carb loading purposes, it was absolutely useless. I don't remember forcing the food down. I don't remember feeling bloated. And as soon as I got slightly a little bit full, I stopped eating because what I told myself was I don't want to be bloated and I don't want to be full. Running tomorrow, I want to be empty on a light stomach. Come the day of the marathon, it was an 8 a.m. start. Did I eat anything? No. Did I drink anything? No. I told myself anything I'd eat, anything I'd consume would make me feel bloated, would make me slow down for the race, it would make me feel bad for the race. On the day, it was 30 degrees heat in Bulgaria. The run started at 8 a.m. and every 5 kilometers, there was drinks and food stations. Now you tell me if you think I ate anything at the first station. Nope. At the second station, 10 kilometers in. Nope. Third station, 15 kilometers. Nope. And then approaching the fourth station, at the 21st kilometer, the half marathon. It's coming up to 3 hours in the run. It's midday in Bulgaria and 30 degrees heat. The last thing I've eaten is the pasta the night before. The last thing I've drank is a little sip of water just before the start of the run. And that's when it happened. I hit the wall. The proverbial metaphorical wall that hits runners on long distance runs. But it might as well be in a physical wall that dropped from the heavens and landed right in front of me. Everything started to hurt. Everything. And I remember in that moment just praying to get to the 21st kilometer, to the fourth station, so I can eat, rest, and just recover. I stopped and ate as much as I could see. I drank everything I could see in front of me. I doused my head in a wet sponge and then I set off again. In my training, I'd run way more than 21 kilometers. I'd run 20 kilometers a couple of times, 25, 30 and 35, and all quite comfortably. But this was new to me in terms of the conditions and in terms of how depleted I let myself be before a big run. 21 to 22 was hard. 22 to 23 was very hard. And then 23 to 33 was probably the most excruciating pain I've ever been in my life. In those kilometers, I was walking a little and running a little just to manage the pain and make it feel a little bit more possible than it actually felt. And that's when it all hit me. At the 34th kilometer, my body officially shut down and I couldn't run anymore. I don't know what possessed me, but I pulled out my phone and started recording the footage at that time. And that's the clip that you saw at the start of this video.
34k, my body has officially shut down. I can't feel my ankles, I can't feel my knees, I can't feel my back, I can't feel my shoulders. I can't.
I don't think I've ever been in as much pain as that. I don't think I've ever felt as defeated as that. In that moment, I couldn't run anymore. I walked from the 34th kilometer to the 37th kilometer, which was the last station before the finish line. Here's some photos of me at that station. Looking absolutely finished. Carried on walking to the 40th kilometre and then jogged incredibly slowly the last 2 kilometres to the finish line. So that's the background to my first ever marathon. That's how I ended up finishing way slower than I wanted. That's how I ended up being very disappointed with the run. And that's why now, with a better and healthier relationship with food, I want to go and try it again. I want to give it another go and get rid of the disappointment that's clouded me since that run. Today's Thursday, I'm up, I'm going to eat very well, very well. And the plan is to beat my time from the last run and set a new personal record. Now, of course, if you've been following me on Instagram or watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I run a relatively fast 5k. I do a lot of HIIT and fitness work, so running a marathon in less than 5 hours and 24 minutes shouldn't be that hard. But there's 3 things that are going against me. First, and this is the source of all my nerves, the last run that I did was longer than 5k, was a 10k back on the 27th of December. The last run that I did that was longer than 10k, yeah, the marathon in September 2020. So yeah, that scares the hell out of me. In the last couple of months and this year, I've been running about 2 5Ks a week, but nothing longer than that. The second thing that makes me nervous, and that's going against me, it's a bloody marathon. Whether you've trained or not, whether you've eaten or not, whether you're Usain Bolt or Mo Farah, it's still a marathon. You can prepare better, but that doesn't make it any easier. And the final thing that scares me, it's a bloody marathon. I know I just said that, but I wanted to repeat it for emphasis. But this is about character development, this is about personal growth, this is about seeking redemption, this is about overcoming a few fears, this is about proving it to myself. This is about getting rid of that chip on my shoulder that's been clouding me since September. Today I'm going to be documenting all the food that I eat, loads of carbs, loads of sugar. It's going to be quite fun. And then tomorrow morning I'm going to set off on the run. In terms of the route, I'm going to put on the screen now where I plan to run and how I plan to cover the 42 kilometers. So yeah, let's get started. So first meal of the day, fat bowl of porridge. Normally I use 2 packets, today I've got 4 with 2 scoops of protein. And I'm also gonna have a protein shake with it, which I don't normally do. Basically today's not just gonna be about carb loading or sugar loading. It's gonna be about having a lot of protein as well. I'm basically gonna premeditate the damage that I'm gonna do to my body tomorrow and get a head start on the recovery and regeneration process. So that means putting loads of protein in my system. Hopefully it means that I can get back to working out and running as soon as possible after the marathon, hopefully by Monday. Loads of protein, loads of carbs, loads of sugar. That's the plan. This is so much food, by the way. I'm already struggling. And I need to get through like another 3 or 4 meals filled with carbs, filled with sugar. I haven't even drank my protein shake. Whew! But we are not making the same mistake we made last time. We're gonna eat till we can't literally breathe and make sure that tomorrow we're flying. See you when it's time for my next meal. Yeah, boy! Second meal of the day. Fattest bowl of pasta you've ever seen. Gonna destroy this, and then we're getting some fat dessert straight after. See you then. All right, so we've left the house. We didn't want to do a whole vlog.
We vlogging, baby. We vlogging hard.
All right, so we've left the house. Didn't want it to be a boring vlog, just eating food at home. So we've come out for dessert, and I think it's that way. And we're here. We've come to get some brownies from Brownie Box. We've got a box, 12 brownies. Come check this out. Oh my God. All right, I'm going for it. How soft that is. That is a vegan brownie. That tastes amazing. For Russia. Absolutely banging. What are you having?
Vegan?
Good enough.
So good.
Dairy free, baby. Can I just have these brownies without running the marathon? I'm kind of committed to doing that, haven't I? Hey, give me another one.
Turn it to a cheat day.
Brownie Box, Earl's Court. Bang, bang. Still got like 2 meals in the day. Still got loads of food to eat. Still got a marathon to run. See ya. We're back home. It's time for another meal. Yeah! We have rice, pasta, more rice, more pasta, and then some more rice and then some more pasta, and loads of lentils. Carbing up! I'm on about 3,000, 3,500 calories. This is probably gonna take me to about 5,000, 5,000 and a half. Gonna eat this and then I will see you when it's time for dessert. Peace! Dessert time, baby. 3 donuts, chocolate donuts from M&S. Whew! That dinner I just had, all the carbs, 3 donuts, about 3,000 calories. I'm having a protein shake with it as well. Very little protein in that meal, so I'm trying to top up my protein. 3,000 calories. I'm on about 6,000 for the day. Still got dinner to come later. If I can hit 10,000 calories with dinner, that'd be sick. Basically, get the sugar in, get the carbs in, get the calories in. I'm gonna finish these, and I'll catch up with you when it's dinner time. See ya! Whew! Last meal of the day. Gonna smash these pizzas with my brother, watch Liverpool Chelsea, catch up with you later. So, it's getting late. Last bit of food to eat today. Ben & Jerry's cookie dough, vegan ice cream, some brownies from earlier. I'm obviously very full. With this, I'm gonna have had about 10,000 calories just over. I've obviously eaten a lot more than I would normally eat, but yeah, it's all part of the plan. Tomorrow can't come soon enough. I'm definitely quite nervous. It's going to be the biggest run of my life, but I'm excited to have it done and get it done. So yeah, I'll catch up with you then. See ya. Yeah, boy. It's the morning of the run. It's about 7 a.m. We're about to have some fat breakfast. Get ready to run around 11 a.m. Need to go in, do a quick upper body workout, get that up on Instagram because that grind doesn't stop. And then get ready to set off. Fat breakfast come in, getting ready, getting excited, getting ready to set a new personal best record for a marathon. I can't wait. Weather looks good. I feel good. I've got a fat spot on my head, but that's fine. That ain't gonna stop us. Let's get it. And breakfast is served. I came outside. I wanted to give you a different shot than the same stuff in the house. We have bowl of porridge, just one pack with salted caramel protein, fat bowl of crave, both with soya milk, 2 litres of water. Need to stay hydrated. Gonna get all that down. Let's kill this. Also, by the way, if you're wondering, like, it's a Friday. How's he running on a Friday? I've taken annual leave to do all this. Shout out to my manager who let me take annual leave pretty last minute because I wanted to do this on Friday so that I can get it up on Saturday. Gonna eat this and I'll see you just before the run starts. Whew! Here we go. Just about to set off. I'm gonna be recording every 5 kilometers right through to the end. I'm gonna have David Goggins and Eric Thomas in my ear the whole time. And in my mind, I'm gonna be thinking about all the L's, all the defeats, all the lows, all the disappointments. I'm going to be thinking about that 34th kilometre back in September, and I'm going to use that to get me through to the end. Whew. See you in a bit. 1 kilometre in, baby. 1k in. 41 to go. See ya. 5k in. Feeling good. Whew. 37 to go. See you at the 10k. K in 50 minutes. 32 to go. It's coming up to an hour in the run. 12k in. I'm gonna start fueling up. I've got my gels. And I'm going to be taking 1 every 20 minutes, 3 every hour, till the end. Mistakes are there to be learned from. I didn't do this last time. I'm doing it now. 15k in. We've made it to the first stop. Battersea Park. 1 hour, 25 minutes in, over a third of the marathon done, 27k to go. Peace! "20 kilometers, made it to the second stop, Hyde Park. I can't believe it. That's 1 hour, 40 minutes. I've set a 20 kilometer personal best. Oh, I can't believe it. We're on our way, baby. We're on our way. Woo. That's the half marathon. 21k in, 1 hour 45 minutes. That's my half marathon personal best. 2 PBs today. We're on our way to the third. It's time to turn around and head to the final stop, Hampton Court Palace, and meet my mum and brother. Woo! "25k in, 17 to go. Everything hurts. I'm in so much pain, but I feel amazing. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'm getting this personal record. Woo! "30k in, 12k to go. I'm on 2.5 hours. Everything hurts, but I feel amazing. I can't be stopped. I'm going all the way.
I haven't come this far to only come this far. Woo! This is the one. 34k in. Under 2 hours and 50 minutes. And I'm flying. This is the 34k. Fuck the 34k. Woo! 35k in. 7k to go. We're at 5 minutes a kilometre. We're gonna smash this record. I can't be stopped. 2 hours 55 minutes. Woo! Everything hurts, but I feel amazing. 37th kilometre, 5k to go. Last time I was at this point, I'd walked 10k to get here. I was defeated and I couldn't go anymore. I walked to the 40th kilometre and jogged incredibly slowly to the finish line. I was defeated, I was disappointed, and it was one of the lowest lows of my life. Today, we're running, we're not stopping, and we can't be stopped. 5k to go. Woo! I made it to the last stop, Hampton Court Park. This is the last gel I'm having. 3 hours 20 minutes, 2 kilometers to go. I'm on track to complete a marathon in less than 3.5 hours. Woo! This is it. Last kilometre. 41 down. 1.2 to go. Five minutes a kilometre. 3 hours 23 minutes. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for since September 2020. Back then, that marathon defeated me. That marathon got the best of me. It was one of the lowest lows. And today, we've come back to make amends. I never thought I'd do it this quick. But that chip on my shoulder has taken me all this way. I can't believe it. Use it all. Use your lows. Use your defeats to come back stronger, to come back better, to be better than who you were before. That's all you can ask of yourself. Woo! Last 20 meters. Hours, 29 minutes, 55 seconds. Yes! Yes! Woo! Oh my God. Thank you. Woo!
3
easily up there with one of my greatest achievements ever. A marathon, 3 hours and 30 minutes. I can't believe it, it's amazing. I'm happy with that, I'm very, very happy with that. I don't know if it's the last marathon I'll ever run, but I can safely say I put that issue to rest and I can move on from it now. Whew! Last time, my relationship with food quite literally brought me to my knees, and it was having a negative impact on me daily. From doing this marathon and everything over the last couple of months, I've learned that your relationship with food can quite literally define who you are and what you achieve. For example, a couple of years ago when I was in a difficult and unhealthy relationship, and when I hated where I worked, I turned to food for comfort. I used food as my escape. When I wanted to lose weight, food became the enemy, and that led me to a cycle of binging and undereating, which meant I went into a marathon on an empty stomach, and I had that miserable day in Bulgaria. Now, my better and more managed relationship with food has helped me start posting on Instagram about my fitness journey, start a channel to share everything I've learned from my weight loss journey, and run a marathon in 3 hours and 30 minutes without any training, but I ate very well to prepare for it. This time I used food to my advantage, and it's taken me 2 years to develop this understanding that food is fuel, and your relationship with it can be the difference between a happy and healthy life or one that isn't. It could be the difference between doing things well and succeeding or doing things badly and suffering. Food can have such a massive impact on you, mentally and physically, and that impact can be negative or positive depending on what your relationship with food and what it means to you. So I think I'm going to end the video here. The last thing I'll say is this: whatever you're scared of, whatever's defeated you, whatever's made you feel this small, take the time to dust yourself off and go back and look that thing in the eye and say thank you. You only made me stronger. I've got so many chips on my shoulder you wouldn't believe, and I think about them a lot. The amount of times I've been denied things, the amount of times I've been rejected, the amount of times I've been made to feel incredibly small. We all have chips on our shoulders. Some of you have forgotten about them. Some of you might have acknowledged them and let them go and got on with your life. Some of you might have let them prevent you from being what you're supposed to be. What I'm saying is, you can use them as fuel to go and do the things that you're meant to do. You can use them to come back stronger and better than ever. And that is the lesson I've been learning, and that is the lesson I've taken into today. That is the lesson I've tried to apply today. Thank you for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel, where I'll continue to document my fitness and weight loss journey and share everything I learned. Thank you, and see you next time.